Hey, my friend, Tammy Hartman here, and we are talking about messages in the body. And today is back. So we're going to talk about the back pain, back problems, and what is your body trying to tell you. And disclaimer, this is just for educational purposes only. It is not intended to replace any current medical treatment, and you are responsible for your health and well-being. So with that said, what's up with the back? So the back represents support. So let that sink in for a minute. And what comes up? So that's sometimes the first clue. What popped into your mind is what you're supposed to learn and what you're supposed to know. So keep that in mind. And I'm not talking about a acute back pain, something that, you were in a car accident, you just fell, something that just happened. I'm talking about a back pain or a back problem that has been consistent, and it has been over 6 weeks that you've been dealing with this. And you're just holding on to that resistance. And that's what we're talking about. So when that is happening, could you ask yourself, is there an area of support that is causing me a problem? And that support could be, just in general, your life, not feeling supported in your life. Or it could be relationships. Maybe you're having problems with a spouse or a coworker, your boss, a family member, any kind of relationship where you're not feeling supported. Financial is a big one. A lot of people do not feel they're having enough money to support them and their lifestyle. And one other thing that I found that just breaks my heart is self-support. So many people don't like themselves, and that just hurts me. So when you don't feel support from your own self, you're causing a lot of inner turmoil. So think about the support areas and how that could be part of your problem. So we have this pain and these problems, and we just want it to be quiet. It takes away from what we need to learn, and it takes our focus on this pain. And so we get so fed up with all this pain, we want it to just shut up. And then what do? We make some really unhealthy and unwise decisions to shut that flesh up. Been there, done that. So I'm wanting to try to teach you some healthier, wiser ways into dealing with your back problems. And so some healthier ways to deal with your back pain or your problems are something simple as an Epsom salt bath. The Epsom salts provides magnesium, which a lot of people are deficient in anyway. It helps relax the muscles, and it can be very calming and soothing and help quieting that flesh down. And massage therapy, lots of body work out there that would be very helpful. Maybe you have to do physical therapy for a little bit, whatever. So those types of things that you can do that help support your outer work, the body work, and helps quiet it down. But you know what? That's just really a Band-Aid, and we're going to rip the Band-Aid off. And the real work comes from the inner work. We need to, what is this lesson that we need to learn? And that work has to be done by you. And one way I do that is, of course, with the essential oils. And I'm going to talk about Deep Blue. And listen, the oils do not cure you. We cure meat. We don't cure people. But the essential oils, I love them so much because they address everything about us. The structure, the nutrition, our emotion, the mental, the spiritual, and the electrical. And what the oils do is they allow us to get to the root of the problem by, think of a weed in a garden. The essential oils moisten the ground just like a weed in a garden, moisten the ground around that weed so you can pull it from the root. And essential oils help moisten our ground so that we can get to the root of the problem. And then our amazing, miraculous bodies do the work and the healing that were made to do. I mean, we're very amazingly, fearfully and wonderfully made. So this is what I do. So take your deep blue, and this comes in different forms. It's just in like the 5 ml bottle. This is the lotion. It's already mixed, and I like convenience. So you would just take a pea size of this deep blue and put it on your back, and if you would, you could ask somebody to help you and put it up and down your whole entire spine. That feels wonderful. It's a great technique. And we're just going to try to quiet that flesh down. And if one application doesn't do it, hit it again and again and again until you calm that flesh down and can relax and not listen to the pain and the problem, and start listening to what's going on the inside. And knowing that the back represents support, then ask yourself, what area is it that I need support? And the answers will come. The answers are within you. And then ask, when was the first time that I didn't feel supported in this area? Whether it's finances, relationships, just your life in general. When was the first time that I didn't feel supported? And then I want to ask you, because I was guilty of this myself and I see it in other people, is I want you to ask yourself, is your perception of that situation, is it actually correct? Because sometimes we kind of misperceive things. So ask yourself, what area is it that I need support? When was the first time that I experienced this lack of support? And is my perception correct? And once you've gathered all that information, because it's going to come to you, then this is what I want you to do. I want you to forgive it. Yep, you're going to have to bite the bullet. And I'm telling you, if you forgive it, you will start setting yourself free, and you will release that resistance. So forgive it. Forgive all the people involved. Forgive every action that occurred. Forgive every nook and cranny in that. Forgive it, and then I want you to forgive yourself. I want you to forgive yourself for the part and the role that you played in that, or that you've held on to it for so long. Either way, I want you to forgive it. Then I want you to thank it. Thank you that this situation occurred, because I guarantee you, if you're open to it and you'll open your eyes, I bet you'll learn a lesson, because you will see that you have repeated the same pattern, because you keep getting the patterns over and over until you finally get it. So just thank it for happening, and that you have learned a lesson. And then I want you to thank yourself, because you just moved up a little bit on the growth chart, the self-growth chart. So good for you. And then I just want you to cover it. I just want you to cover it in love, because love covers all things. And I want you to love yourself, because forgiveness, gratitude, and love are 3 of the most powerful tools that you can have in your toolbox, and you will be set free. So you do this, and then notice how your back pain starts easing up, and your life is going to start transforming, and you are worth it. Do the work. You can do it, and be free, my friend.